What's going on, guys? It is Noiz.I TV here with another episode of Noiz.I Talks. This one is very special just because I am kind of interviewing myself and really talking about my favorite highlight moments of the episodes that I've had so far. If you are new to the channel, like, comment, and subscribe. We are on our way to 1K subs, so thank you guys for continuing to watch me grow and growing with me. Hit a milestone at the end of January. Man, hitting 200 subscribers by the end of January was amazing. Just because I see the consistency that I'm doing and it's producing positive feedback from everybody. So it truly means the world that you guys are continuing to watch the stuff, to like, comment, and share the stuff. That's the way how I can personally grow, and how you can also help my production and all that stuff too. Because I know people have been asking me, Zion, when are you going to get an intro? When are you going to get an intro? You have to be very patient with me when it comes to the intro, just because the intro, especially with the Noiz.I Talks episodes, I want it to be very special and not just something I just throw together and just put up there just so people have it. I want to make sure I take my time with it, especially when it comes to the music part. That's something I really want to take my time with and make it welcoming. And as far as when I do my vlogs and stuff, that stuff I want to get better at with the different editing techniques and transitions and stuff. So it's just a lot of stuff that I'm still learning. Because truth be told, this is the first time I've really been consistent with anything video production wise ever. So I'm still taking it a day at a time with how I want to do stuff, and just how I want to keep going and how I want to keep improving. But with that being said, today on the episode of Noiz.I Talks, I'm interviewing myself. I don't really have questions I've written down or trying to answer. I'm just really going to give an update on my mental health, my life, whatever, and kind of give an overview of what the episode's going to be like. So first half, I'm going to kind of give an update on my mental health and where I'm at in my life, and then it's going to go to I took 4 clips from different episodes, and I want to answer them now that I've watched them again, and they're my favorite moments of the episodes that I picked. Everyone who was involved with every single episode, each person is very special to me. It's very special to my heart. We still contact each other every day, so I'm going to name them in order, so that way, whatever. But I want to shout out to Isaiah, shout out to Kyler, shout out to my sister, my mom, Nico. Oh, this is tough. I'm going off the top of my head. Nico, Hasim, Smook, James, and my cousin Josh. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, yes. I want to thank you guys for being the first interviewees, the first 9 interviewees. Just because this is something I just started just randomly, and I'm loving the direction that it's going in. So thank you guys so much for being for wanting to come onto the episodes and just to really talk about everything. Because you guys could have said no, you guys could have walked off on questions that I've asked, what I'm saying. But I think it's the idea that you guys are comfortable with me, first of all, to just have to have those conversations. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming on. I can't wait to see you guys progress in the future, and I love you guys to death. I give an update on me and how I've been doing. Just really been focusing on a lot of my physical health. Just because I want to get to a point where I feel good and look good to myself, not to other people, not to whatever, but to myself, just because I have gained a little bit of weight from my prime year, and I just I've been really insecure about my body and the way it looks, and because I used to be so toned and ripped abs. I used to have an 8-pack, bruh, but now it's like a flubby pack, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like trying to understand where I'm at with my physicality, just because I do want to look good and feel good in the stuff that I'm doing. And one thing that I'm like really trying to control is my relationship with food, and that's something that I had a conversation with Josh, which was fantastic. Just because like when you do grow up poor, you do tend to rely on fast food or quick fixes or stuff that's just not good for you because it's there, rather than taking the extra effort and really applying yourself to healthier options. So that's something that I'm still exploring. I haven't really been consistent with it, I'm not gonna lie to you. But as far as like the gym goes, I told my social media that I'm gonna post every day until I get to my goal weight. So I've missed like 2 days so far, but I have reached to day 10 so far. So I'm at day 10. Let's go. And I can see a real growth in my upper tone. So now I'm really trying to focus on my lower tone too, to kind of get away from, not to get away from, but slim down my stomach. Mentally, I feel like I'm getting a lot better, really, with these conversations I'm having with people, because I'm starting to understand them on a personal level. Like, you know, I know them like when I talk to them, but I didn't really know a lot about the people that I interviewed. And it's crazy because, like, you know, when I said that I didn't know Smooks, James' real name, I was like, bro, like that's really bad to say that he's your friend, but you don't know his real name. So it's stuff like that like, you know, it keeps me, it makes me feel good, because it's like now I really get to have a chance to create a relationship with him. And after every episode, off camera, I always make sure, like, hey guys, like if there's anything I can do to make our relationship better, or if there's anything that you need help with, please let me help, or let's just connect, let's talk to each other, let's just say, hey, how are you doing? And that's something that has really been sticking with me, that I talk to pretty much everyone every day about, you know, how they're doing and all that stuff. So certain things like that makes me feel good mentally, and just like personal mental health. I'm in the phase or season where I truly want to stop working. I want to do this full time and make an income off of it, and then branch off to different things that I have planned in my future. But I know that it's a process. Posting on social medias like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts is something that is still new to me. So I'm trying to figure out how to grow an audience, which I am doing slowly, but I try not to fixate on how the numbers are looking, just because I don't want to obsess over me looking at the numbers like, oh, I have to reach that number every time, because then I'll get to a burnout. But like, I'm not really focusing on numbers. I'm not focusing on anything. I'm just focusing on being consistent, because if I'm not going to be consistent, how else am I going to grow or try to build an audience? And I love the area that I'm in my life, just really accepting, acknowledging, and having good conversations with family members, friends, based off of this stuff. Like, it really means a lot that people reach out to me and they're like, Zion, like, you don't understand what it's like to watch your episodes, because now I get to take what you're kind of teaching to my family, to my friends, because I feel like my friends don't know me, or I feel like my family doesn't know me. And I'm like, what? Like, you really feel, you know, inspired by what I'm doing? And I take no credit. Thank you, God. I take no credit at all. I'm just here to be used to inspire and impact. That's something I will continue to talk about, inspire and impact. And I love every moment of it. I'm excited for the upcoming vlogs I'm doing. I'm going to Rolling Loud next week, so that will be really fun. And yeah, I just want to keep producing content that I want to do, not based off of what people are looking at. It's never about that. I care about what I do, and if I can inspire with who I am and what I have, I feel like I'm doing the right thing. And with that being said, we're going to get right into the first clip. This first clip, I believe, is from Precious, her episode. Let's just go ahead and roll that clip. Have I failed you as a brother?
Yes. I'm just kidding. I can't really. No. Maybe. But, like, I don't think I ever really viewed you as my brother, more like my son, in a way. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Because, you know, with Mom, when she was working, as much as she was, I, you know, felt like with a lot of the decisions you were making, that I was raising you rather than just being an older sister, you know?
Right. So my first initial reaction was I was very hurt because I'm like, oh my gosh, I failed my sister. And that sucked because I never wanted to do that at all. I've always wanted to make my family proud no matter what type of relation I have with you. But especially saying that I failed her, it hurt a lot. And she didn't even give me time to react or anything. I asked the question. And she was like, yes. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I was not ready at all. But I think that's something that I had to really digest because she did, you know, raise me somewhat and also, you know, let me make my decisions and choices on my own. And then, like, the effect of them, mostly if they were bad, you know, I had to live with that. And that's something that was very hard. But it's like, you know, she was there and she never judged me for the stuff I did. And that's something that, you know, I can really sit with and be like, okay, she did what she could at the time because she didn't really get to live her life. And that's something that I kind of really push now with her is like, Precious, live your life, go travel, go whatever, go to a concert, a festival, an art show, whatever you need to do. So you know that when you get to the end of your life, you don't feel like it was wasted with raising me. So Precious, I love you. Thank you for the honesty. But that mug hurt, bruh. I cannot lie. Going into the second one is this clip with Hasim. And here's what he said.
And this doesn't really tie into you. Could kind of, I can think of a lot of people, but it would just be like, you have this bad habit, I feel, of setting unrealistic expectations for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to act like I just know you, like, through the roof. But I feel like as a person that really tries to understand people, I get a good sense without being told. And I feel like I just remember you would just post things about how you want to do this or that. And instead of, like, and it's not even you being a bad friend.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like it was detrimental to you is you like to hop into things, which I admire because a lot of people won't do that.
Right.
Like, I feel like you would hop into things, it wouldn't work, and then I'm looking at you a little different because you kind of put this thing out there that you're going to do, and then you didn't do it.
Okay, bro. All right. Hasim, I hear you, bro. To start off with, he is actually correct. I am what you call an extremist. So it's either I go all out or I'm not going to do it. But that's something that I'm really working with and really falling in love with the process. Like, even me doing this today, like, I had to sit myself down. I had to, find all these clips. I had to sit in front of a camera and like, you know what I'm saying, talk to the camera when there's nobody here. And it's like, I really have to challenge myself to just do. And the more I became consistent with the stuff I'm doing currently, the better my communication has been, the better my getting to physical health has been. And I think that's something that I really had to challenge myself with because it's like I've never seen anyone in my family give 110% at anything, especially when it's something that they want to do. They might do it for a job. They might do it for a corporation. But what about something that you're actually good at? Singing, dancing, videography, photography, content creator. No one has ever actually given 100% at what they do. And I want to be an example of that you still have life in you. That gift that God gave you, you can use it. It's about the choice on how you use it. So thank you, Hasim. I'm trying to get better at it, but I do want to say thank you. And he's a wonderful friend, wonderful gentleman. Yeah, man. Let's see. Okay, so this next one was very controversial. So this one is featuring James, a.k.a. Smook, and here's what he said. Question number 1.
All right. All right.
Who is a person in your life that you know you need to forgive for you to finally let that pain go?
This is gonna get deep. You ready?
Come on.
All right. God himself.
You need to forgive God.
I need to forgive God. Want me to tell you why? I can break it down very easy. Okay, so this has been a back and forth struggle with like understanding why things happen. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when I was 3-4 years old, my father passed. Mm-hmm. They tell you all the time things happen for a reason.
Right.
God, makes things happen.
Right.
But then when I ask questions like as a child,
they're not answered.
You know what I'm saying? They're not answered. Mm-hmm. So
okay. So as you can see, my face just completely changed, but it's because obviously I was raised in a Christian household, Christian family, and like that stuff, it's sensitive in a sense, because it's sensitive, but there's also truth, right? So it was an error for me to not say anything, but it's because I really didn't have an answer like that quick, because I was so caught off guard. I was like, God, I know you hear this guy, like, but I was caught off guard so fast. But James, I'm going to have to call you out, bruh. Because like when you talk about God specifically, for you to say that you had to forgive God is an error, because in order for you to give, no, I'm sorry, not even in order for you to give God. If you have the power to forgive God, then you are God at that point. So you automatically put yourself above God, period. I think when he said that he had to forgive God, that was the only thing that made sense in his head, which is something I said in the video. That's only something that made sense in his head, to be like, okay, if I forgive God, our relationship is good. That's not true. In order to get to salvation, you have to go through suffering. Any point in your life, you're going to have to go through some type of suffering. And it's still the choice of knowing God is all, knowing God is everything. God is love. God is, you know what I mean? And I think that is a complete error, because you are saying that you are God at that point. God doesn't make any mistakes. And I think that's something that needs to be open to him. So James, if you're watching, please be open to that. And like, we can even go back to Genesis, right? Like, as soon as Adam and Eve broke the rules of the garden, what happened after that? They automatically needed God's forgiveness, right? So it's just like, that's where it all started. You know what I mean? Like, God didn't create the earth and was like, I forgive myself for creating it because I think that's ugly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just stupid. But as a friend, James, I understand what you're saying, but I had to correct that and kind of give my point of view after the fact. So that's just something I had to say, because I was like, man, that question caught me off guard so bad, but I know I should have said something sooner, but because I just wanted to move through the interview, and like there was so much stuff I wanted to say, I kind of just, well, okay, let's just go to and I shouldn't have done that. If we're going to have these conversations, I have to be willing to talk it out, no matter if there's differences or not. So that was the third clip, and the very last clip is with my cousin Joshua, a cousin I haven't seen in over 10 years. And it was very special for me to do it as episode number 9 going into this one, because, man, I'm getting emotional right now. But this is what Joshua had to say. With you being a formal professional chef, what do you wish people knew more about food? And I think that kind of goes deep, because how our family was with food growing up, and our relationship is just like, we come together, we have this food, that's it. And like, that's the only real relationship we kind of had, was like the family gatherings, right? And like, necessarily that's not really a good relationship with it, because now that we're getting older, we're all not gonna say we're all affected, but some people are affected with diabetes, with how it's affecting your old age, with how it's affecting how you think and what you do. So like with you knowing a lot about plants and food and stuff, what do you wish that people knew more of and how it affected them?
Well, first off, I wish people knew that how their state is currently is just when you cook food and you're cooking for yourself or you're cooking for others, it's an energy transfer. So if you're in a certain mind state or a certain type of, you know, well-being at that time, and like how you're feeling at that time, it come through in food.
Wow. So first of all, before I address Josh, let me call it myself because I was a good cook. I was a good cook growing up, okay? Like, but understanding that then my energy was different and like I cooked for the sake of love and I wanted to cook for my family and all that stuff to now, like it's such a big difference on, like Josh said, it's an energy transfer. So if you're in a terrible mood, if you're in a terrible place mentally, if you're not feeling it, if you're whatever, and that goes into the food, it's going to be trash. It's not going to taste good. It's not going to look good. And black people, y'all know what I'm talking about because I know we be sick and tired. We get that family member who cooks that one thing, who, you know, it brings the whole thing together at the Thanksgiving, at the Christmas. They cook that one thing, and if it's trash, everything else is trashed with it. But seriously, like I'm so glad that Josh even said that because like that's something that I don't think about daily. And it's like if I want to be not a chef or whatever, but if I want to cook daily at my house or for a family or, you know, with my dad because he has his barbecue catering company, shout out my dad, cooking with a certain energy matters because that's literally you going into something that people have to digest. Like they have to eat you, pause, but like they have to eat what you're giving them, you know what I mean? And I feel like we just all have to understand that. And then again, understanding healthier options and understanding portions. Because as black people, again, we don't understand that stuff. I'm sorry, we understand it, we just don't do it. So like if we're cooking for people, if we're whatever, we automatically stack the plate or whatever the plate, and then we feel like this afterwards. Like literally, like I hate it, but it's something that we have to learn. We have to learn our relationship with food. We have to learn our relationship with portions. And that's something that, again, I want to continue to help with because I'm struggling right now myself because it's like, you know, even though I'm working out almost every day, like I'm not gonna lie. So today I just had Little Caesars. Terrible decision. But in my mind, I'm like, you know, if it's cheap, I can do it. But it doesn't make me feel good. If I just ate like a salad with some vinaigrette, it would be a nice portion size and I could feel good afterwards. Eat a drink of water. But it's like I have been so used to, okay, it's quick. Let's just get it right now because it's there. I got to get better at that. As a community with black people and everyone else, we have to get better with that. If we know that it's not making our bodies feel good when we go to sleep, we know that it's an error, but we don't fix it because it's cheap. And that's something that I just want to continue to challenge ourselves, even myself. I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out, Noiz.I TV, to really challenge yourself to eat healthier and make that decision, that choice to eat in good portions. Yeah. But other than that, guys, that's actually all I really have today for this episode. Just kind of, you know, something short. Really want to thank everyone for continuing to support, share, comment, like these episodes and other vlogs that I'm doing. I really appreciate it because I am working hard, people. I am working hard. If you guys understood the stuff I have to go through with uploading, like I don't have the fastest computer. My computer is somewhat damaged in a sense, but it's what I have and it's what I'm using. And I'm so grateful to use what I have because I have the ability to do it. Some people would, you know, whatever for this stuff. And I have the ability to do it and I'm going to continue to do it because it's something that I love to do. Again, please be patient with me on that intro for both vlogs and the Noiz.I Talks with Friends, just because I'm really trying to make it good, where it's welcoming and it's not just something I put together. So please be patient with me on that, but I will announce it whenever it's done. Other than that, I have two Noiz.I Talks with Friends coming next week, Monday and Wednesday. And then that weekend I'll be in Rolling Loud in California. So please pray for my safety. And that's going to be a really fun vlog. I'm going to be so turned. But other than that, guys, I love you all. Family, friends, peers, I love you guys so much. Let's continue to grow. Let's continue to grow. Let's continue to challenge each other. And let's just really keep going. Keep going. If you love to do something, give it 110%. Nothing is stopping you but you. Give all glory to God. And other than that, it's Noiz.I TV. And we are out.